And action.
Hey guys, so I'm doing something that a lot of you guys have asked for. I'm doing a little tutorial on clouds, but I also thought, what would be fun to do for Mother's Day? We need to make some gifts for Mom, right? So what if you did, every person in your family came in and did their own painting with the clouds, but then they come in and do their own bird. And then you could put them all together to hang for Mom. Wouldn't that be fun? So think about that, but regardless, I know some of you just wanted to learn about clouds. Again, my name's Auburn. Welcome to the Burn Studio channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm wanting to get to 1,000 likes so I can do these all live like I'm doing now. I don't change anything. You just make it easier, but that way, then I can go live on Facebook and on that at the same time. But anyway, so we are going to come in here. I'm going to show you a tutorial on clouds, and then I'm going to show you how to do birds on a wire, okay? And so this is something fun that can be done for the whole family or just one person doing it, just enjoying it. You might just want to do the cloud part and add a different silhouette. Go for it, okay? So first thing we need to talk about is your color palette and what all supplies you need today. I have a plethora or array of some blues, gold and silver, gray, white, all in there. You notice you just need a little bit. And if you've been purchasing the burn box kits from me, I'm giving y'all quite a bit of paint, so you really don't need to use all of that. But so it's enough that you'll be able to do a couple canvas paintings. Then you're also going to be needing a ruler or a straight edge of some kind, a marker. Actually, the marker's not necessary. Other things for cloud making, a sponge. You're like, I don't have a sponge. Plastic, paper towel. I actually personally like to use all of those, and even hands, smudging, everything. You will need a medium-sized flat brush. It could also be round for this project, and then a small round brush. So I kind of fast forwarded for you guys because the main thing when you're coming in with clouds is you start with a base background color. So let me go ahead and zoom this forward. There we go. Okay, so you start with a base color. Now, I know some people are like, well, what if I want a couple? Where our shadows are going to be coming in next. But if you wanted to do like a sunrise or a sunset, you could come in with those colors here too. You could have a couple different shades of blue for your background. I just did a solid one because I'm going to make a very simple tutorial for this one. But there's so many things that you can do with clouds. So first thing, paint it. Boop, 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 boop. See, if I was one of those fancy people, I'll be like, da, 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 and I'll do the fast forward motion and then it'd be done. I just painted it before. All right, so now I'm going to come in here with my sponge or paper towel first. Make sure it's a little bit damp, but not so much that it's going to be dripping. Just lightly. And I'm going to come in and do my shadows. So I have an array of blues, like I said. Get a little bit of blue on my sponge. I have a gray in there. And I'm going to put a couple other blues. So I essentially dabbed in all of my blues and gray onto my sponge. Smush it with my finger just a little bit. And I'm going to pick 3 areas that I want to come in for my shadowing. I'm going to pick an area here, and I'm just pushing. This is the motion. There. Come all the way up. I could have one come in here. I had an art teacher in college that told me, always try to think about a triangle composition. And that kind of helps too. And one over here. Oh, I need more paint. I'm going to dab in a little bit more paint. Now guys, remember, I work fairly fast. So if you are like, oh, I'm not there yet, just pause me. That's all you got to do. There. Using all those colors. If you want them more blended, you can blend a little bit here, more like that. You can leave them more sponged in. Let's say you don't have a sponge. Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit with the napkin. You just get a little, I actually had cleaned my brush, so I had a kind of a wet napkin and I squish it all together. And I get a little bit. Oh, I forgot gray. Gotta have gray. There we go, on a napkin. So it's very similar. There's always something that you can use to kind of come in for your shading and shadowing. I mean, you could even, like I said, come in with your finger. Smush it a little bit. The plastic we're gonna save for later, okay? So we did our shadows and you're like, well, that looks really weird. Well, it does look weird for a while because it's a process. And I want you guys to enjoy the process. So make sure you always keep, just having fun, turn up the jams, go outside, actually look at the clouds for inspiration, and then come in and start painting. So now I'm going to come in, and you can do this back with the sponge, or you can do it with your bigger brush, but I'm going to do a wash of some white all over this. I'm going to show you both ways, with a sponge and with a brush. So a wash is just a lot of water and a little bit of paint. Makes like an inky thing on your plate where I hold it up, it drizzles down. And so a wash, you're just kind of coming in. See, that's even a little bit bold. And I keep scrubbing. There we go. Even with my fingers. Making a little bit more of a lighter area, kind of overlapping into those shadows. I'm going to get some more here. Just kind of turning my brush, doing little circles, smudging with my fingers or my napkin. You could also smudge, so I'm going to show you that. Smudging. So now it's, see how I'm kind of coming into the shadows and back out? It kind of pulls that color. Then I could come in back with my same old wet napkin and I can soften it all up. So sometimes you might, if you push too hard, it will pull the paint. See, like, it pulls the paint away. So just try to kind of dab it and softly go in little circle motions around. So I have a nice start here. If I wanted to do the entire sponging with my little brush, my little sponge here with white, this is a little bit of foreshadowing of what we're going to do, but I still want it to be a wash. So this is good practice, tapping, tapping, tapping. And then I come in with the water and I sponge. Now I love to do clouds big. I'm talking large and in charge. And so if you would like to get a larger, if you're ordering burn boxes from me and you want to do this on a 16 by 20, I can get you one. I could probably even get you bigger. Or if you have a wall in your house and you're like, hey, I want some clouds, go for it. That's what I'm working on right now, some big old mural at a doctor's office with some clouds. Okay, so now I have a nice, soft, washy background with some shadows. Now I'm going to start coming in with my brush some more with the whites. Now, one thing I do have to say is that, sorry, you can't see me. A lot of people, they tend to overdo clouds. Actually, you need to be very soft with clouds and not overdo it. So just do a little bit. So here I have my brush. And your brush is going to get a little bit mistreated with this process. Okay. And I'm going to pick where I want to have my lighter area, which I'm going to have mine right here in the center. And I'm going to start by rolling my brush back and forth, and then coming up and down. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. We've been listening to some Tina Turner lately. Then I start scrubbing. So I roll and I scrub. And you can already tell it's kind of starting to get a nice cloud. Another thing you need to think about, do you want wispies or do you want billowing clouds? Billowing, you would roll it bigger like that. Wispies, they kind of go over and then they kind of soft roll across. So that's with the brush. With a sponge, we find a good spot here. I kind of showed some over there, but I'm going to redo this area here. I turn again my wrist back and forth, different areas. Oh, it's starting to form. Like I said, it's a process. And then I go again. So now I'm going to work in fast forward motion. This is where if I had fancy technology, it would be like do 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 do. Do. I don't have that. So I'm just picking an area, rolling on the river. I know. I'm having a simpled out a little bit today. But I want you to see how some of that, and then you leave it. Okay? Getting some more over here. I'm going to do more of a billowy cloud. And see, this is what I was talking about. You hold the brush flat. See if I can do that and paint it at the same time. And I'm not ignoring my shadows there. I'm rolling some more. It takes some practice. So what's nice about this is that I came in with my base color. I already had it pre-painted blue. So y'all didn't have to watch me do all that jazz. But you don't like it? Play with the clouds. Come in and paint it blue again. Boom. That's all you gotta do. Rolling some more. I'm gonna bring this one, that first one I did, a little bit back. Gotta scrub. So you roll and you scrub. I need to come up with a song for that. Rolling and scrubbing. Rolling and scrubbing. Let's see. I think I could have a good one right here. Oh, that's a big, like almost a thundercloud happening there. We are getting into the storm season. So I have a big, nice, bright white right there at the top. I'm going to leave it. I mean, you could come in and soften it up some more like that, but I'm going to leave that and scrub in just a few little wispies into this background. Nice clouds. So I need some advice. I need to know if I'm doing a good job. So I have a special person here that's going to come around and tell me what she thinks of my clouds and what I need more of while I'm sponging. Olivia, come on down.
Hello. So, I like it.
You like it? Do you think I need more clouds?
No.
I think that's pretty good. So I'm just sponging now. So the next thing is we need bright, and like you might feel like you maybe overdid a little bit with some of your white. I feel like I need some more over here for sure. But if you overdid your white, you could always come back in with the shadow again. See how I kind of smudge it? And if you don't have a sponge, like I said, you can do this with a little scummy napkin. There we go. Nice little billowing clouds. That's just with a napkin. Now you might have to have a couple scummy napkins because those scummy napkins don't last long. They get worn out pretty quick. That's why a sponge is nice. And you might be like, but Auburn, why do I have the plastic saran wrap? So you can come in with the saran wrap or little plastic pieces, bundling them up. And what I like to do with these is, I mean, you could definitely come in with the white. I'll show you that. You could come in with some sponging of the white. See how that brings in a nice pop of pure white? You could, gotta get that over there. You could also come in then with your round brush because we do want to have bright whites that do that little line. You can roll it, small round brush. That also can come in with like little lines. Then more sponging and sponge and sponge. Oh, I like that. But what I like most to do with the plastic is come in with maybe some metallics because that's fun. mean, I could fiddle for days. What about y'all? I could fiddle for days with all these clouds. Oh, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Okay, so, before I come in, let me do just a little bit more sponging. Like I said, you gotta play. Okay, but then you could come in with some gold or silver. I'm gonna do a little bit of both because every cloud has a silver lining, but I also want gold. Kind of doing that a little bit more on the in-betweens and on the sides. Yeah, that kind of pops it. Hey, we did a crazy thing during this old quarantine. We got a puppy yesterday. So she's really sweet. My daughter is asking if she can bring her over to say hi. I might have to grab her in a second. Maybe towards the end of the video. Okay, Liv?
Can I play with her?
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Don't you like that? Woohoo! So if you were just wanting the cloud tutorial, that's pretty much it. I mean, you can keep playing, like I said, playing for a while. So even smushing with your finger. Sorry. Stand up, step back. You have to do that quite often, like I always say. You gotta stand up, step back. But now I gotta turn this a little bit because I want to do more than just clouds today. Like I said, I had the idea for Mother's Day. Every bird on the wire, you know. But you could come in and you could also, if you're like, I'm not a big bird fan, you don't have to do birds. You could do, if you're all in a different city, you could do a silhouette of your city. That'd be cool. You could do a silhouette of some mountains. You could do some trees, happy little trees. But I'm going to do birds. So first thing you need, straight edge, okay? It can be a ruler, it doesn't have to be. And you pick where you want it. If you want it crooked, but I'm gonna try to go more straight here. So I got a nice little spot. Think that's straight-ish. You could even measure it. If you're one of those that's like, oh, I gotta have it really straight. Get your brush nice and damp, and then you come in here, and even if you want to, and then I'm just going to come straight across, back and forth. Okay, got my line. All right, so now I'm moving on to the second part of this class, and that is birds, okay? You can make your birds as fancy as you want to. I'm going to go fairly basic. If everybody's doing their own bird, you know, you can have them going on the side, straight up, looking over. You could have the baby birds. You could have the tails more scissor tail or flattened, okay? So I'm going to show you. I originally was going to show you on the back side of this, but I'm like, I can just show you directly on here. Small round brush. Some people might even be like, I want to draw it with a pencil first. Do it. Draw it with a pencil first. You have time. We all got some time, don't we? And think about how many birds you want to do and where they're going to be at. I'm going to do one that's going to be looking up. I could even make them smaller if I wanted, but I'll start with the circle, a rounded oval. Okay. Then I'm going to make a bigger one. A lot of times I compare them to looking like the number 8. So you can think about that. I'll go ahead and show where you have this one, like a number 8. Then you round them off. Now, a lot of people want to do the beak with the brush. I'm going to show you a tip for that. It's not with the brush. Then you can have your tail, or you can have it straightened in 2. However you want to do your bird tail. So this one, I'm filling in with black. And I could have just a little bit of a tail. Always making sure your brush is nice and damp. Decided to make it a little bit feathery. Then for doing the beak, here's the insider tip. I like to use the back of my brush, get a little bit of black paint on it, and I start from the inside. Let's zoom in here. Start from the inside, and I just barely poke it out. Poke it out. See there? For a beak. Now I'm gonna do some more. Oh, I pulled some of the paint off. I gotta fill that back in. I could have one looking over here, even off to the side, circle. So whatever direction you're doing your circle, your body, your 8, like I said, will need to follow suit somewhat. This one could have a tail that goes off like that. Happy little birds. Okay, I need to do the beak. Back into the brush and just push it out just a little bit. Because sometimes people end up getting what I call duck beaks on their little baby birds. And then I can come back in. I'll make this a nice fat bird. I've been watching my birds outside my window every morning. They're real cute. That was another reason why I was like, oh, I think I need to do some birds. I actually think this one might need to be a little chunkier. Oh, she's okay. For my more advanced painters, you could come in here and start working on even adding in some more details. They are silhouette birds, but you could make them not. You could even come in more with a little bitty feet if you wanted to also. Okay, I need to do one more. How do I want this one to be? Oh, I think I'll just do one that's going straight up. And it could be, that's more of a triangle tail. Oh, I got a dry brush. I need to get some more water. And fill it in. Now let's say, like I said, you have time, go ahead and draw your birds in with pencil. But you could come in directly with the brush like I did, but let's say you made a mistake. And you're like, oh, that bird is so chunky. That bird's been on quarantine. Then you could come in with a napkin and clean it up a little bit. I think I'm going to have this one looking up. There we go. Looking up. So there is that. Let me show you for cleaning. Come back to my little scummy napkin, or you can get a clean one. But you either wrap it around your finger or around the brush, and you can clean up little bitty marks and just wipe them away. I call it the painter's magic eraser. I like to make up my own stuff. All right, so that is basically it for today. I hope you guys had fun. I hope the cloud tutorial helped some of those that were interested in that. I mean, I could even come on top of some of these birds. Like I say, I'd probably keep fiddling. Add some silver highlights if I wanted to. Have some fun with it. Oh, maybe not that. See, sometimes it's trial and error. But again, oh, that's better. I hope you find some joy today and have a good time, and a happy Mother's Day out there coming up to all the mothers. And don't forget, like I said, subscribe. And I'll also do, if you really enjoy these, I do have opportunities for tipping if you feel like it. And I also have opportunities to buy a burn box from me with all the materials that you would need. So thanks again, guys, and have a good one.